Hello, everybody. This is Johnnie Geathers. Welcome to another JG Mental Health Fridays. I hope all of you having a great day so far. You just got your day started. I hope you have a great day. Today's topic is called Where Does Your Love Come From? As we all know, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and we already know Valentine's Day, that's when everybody wants to show their love, show their appreciation, show their affection, so on and so on. But I want to talk about this aspect of where our love comes from, because we sometimes don't really realize that our love comes from different ways and different, different things. So I want to break it down for you. So the first question I want to ask you is, how do you define love? So take the time to yourself and ask yourself, what does love mean to you? What does love look like for you and everything? So that's the first question. The second question to ask yourself is, when did you experience love? So once you define what love is for you, ask yourself, when did you experience that particular love that you defined for yourself in the aspect of love? And when you go through that, thinking about that experience of where you feel as though, yeah, this was actual love, this is where you kind of had to dive in a little bit more. You might have to dive in more and ask yourself, okay, with this love that you experienced, was it real and genuine? Now you got to really dive deep and ask, hey, was this a real thing or was this for show? Was this a tag along? Was this a pull-in moment just to say, yeah, I'm in this moment of love and this is a good thing? But in reality, this was all smoke and mirrors. You got to ask yourself in that aspect. And then another question you might have to dive into is asking yourself, was it just based on a need? I know from an event that I spoke at last year in McKeesport, there was this particular panelist has said that when we are in relationships with people, we have a particular need that we're trying to fulfill. And not just in relationships when it comes to significant others, but friendships, every siblings, family, all those different things. There we have a particular need that we're trying to fulfill. So going through the pattern again, you got to ask yourself, how do you define love? What do you feel that love is based on how you define it? Then ask yourself, what was the experience of love that you felt, that you went through based on how you define love? And then dive a little bit more deeper to say, was it really genuine or was it based on a need? And with you asking these questions and diving deep, that will help you to give basically your experience of really seeing to yourself, all right, all of these relationships and these encounters that I've been through that I felt that was love, in reality, that wasn't really love. That was just me fulfilling that particular need. Or it might be an aspect where you kind of feel like, no, this was genuine love because of what I went through and things of that nature. So I want to talk about two things about love. When we show love, we show love based on our experiences, what we went through. And with our experiences, most of the times we kind of realize our experiences that we experience through love, it comes from what we model, what we see. And our main models that we see of love is through our parents. Our parents show us the real examples of what love looked like from when we was little kids to now, to really see that, oh, I wish I could be married these amount of years as my parents, or my parents went through arguments, trials and tribulation. Now they're separated, or now they're divorced, and they're not speaking with each other anymore. So we look at our experiences within our own families to really figure out, wait, what does really love look like? And then when we see it time after time, then we actually model that behavior, because that's what was taught to us of what love is. And then another thing is we show love based on judgment. And when we show love based on judgment, that's basically looking at what you feel was right for you. But then also with judgment, we look at what other people look at you for when it comes to that aspect of love. So say you're in a relationship and then people looking at your relationship and say, oh, y'all got the best relationship. This is how y'all are relationship goals and things of that nature. But then in reality, when you're looking at it, you're like, okay, I'm just being in this relationship and quote unquote calling it love because people are judging us and really feel as though that we got it going on, but we're not really being our true authentic self in our relationship and not really showing the true genuine love that we're supposed to have for one another. So we show love based on our experiences, like I told y'all, based on our experiences that we see within our families, which mainly starts with our parents, and then we show love based on our judgment. But in reality, we really got to really realize that you had to find a love for you, which is the coping exercise I want to leave you with today, is to examine your love. Examine your love and really ask yourself, okay, is the love that I'm showing genuine and real? Is this the love that I really want? Is this the love that I'm showing because that was what was taught to me years ago? Or do you really got to redefine what love is to you and actually put it into practice? Not saying the typical stereotypical way of what love is based on what we hear from other people or what was shown to us. We might have to experience it on our own and create our own definition of what love is and everything and stuff. So with this aspect of talking about where does love come from, that was the breakdown of where I feel as though love comes from based on those, different attributes. But really pay attention and dive deep into those questions that I asked you and really ask yourself, like, yo, I've been not saying that you was living a lie, but you've been through experiences that was taught to you and you didn't really get to fully experience what you feel as though is right for you in the aspect of love. So that is the time for you to examine your love. And that's all I want to leave you with today. If you have any words or topics that you want me to address on JG Men Out Fridays, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out the videos on there. Also, go on my website through Wix to check out the videos on there, learn more about me, check out articles that I've done for Helpful Living Magazine and other different platforms. Check out speaking engagements and podcast episodes I've been on and ways to connect me for speaking engagements and other opportunities. Again, I appreciate all of you for your love and support. But before I leave with the closing message, on Sunday, which is February 15th, Sunday is my dad's birthday. If my dad would have been still alive, he would have been turning 59 and everything. Yeah, my dad would have been getting up there, 59 going up to 60 and everything. And he still would have been still kicking it. He would have been like, yeah, son, I'm going out, going to have me a few beers and, things of that nature. But Dad, wherever you are up in heaven, I hope you have a great birthday. I love you. And you already know on Sunday, I'm going to, give you my love as usual, like I normally do for you. But Sunday, he would have been 59. But love you, Dad. And I miss you. But now I'm going to leave you with the closest message. Reflect on the positives, plan ahead, and relax. RPR. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Be well. Be blessed. And peace.